because of the startup culture, like in and around like areas of California, do you think there's more of like a hacker culture when it comes to marketing? So are people looking for like much more like crazy hockey stick growth versus your, you know, like if a local lawyer comes to you, you know, it's a 12-month retainer with X amount of deliverables. But if it's a startup, they're just like, we want you to blow us up and we don't care how it happens. Is that a thing, or is it slightly different?
Yeah, it's that. We definitely have that. We also have like a really big, the traditional SMB sector where it's like a monthly budget and it's a retainer and they're established businesses. And then we have a lot of startups, and a lot of them are in 310 area by the beach over there. And those startups tend to go both ways. So you have the like really lean and we don't have much budget, but we have to come up with growth strategies that will create brand awareness or drive traffic or conversions. And then you have a little bit of opposite where they're already funded, they have some money that they can dump into this, and they're very conservative with their spending, but they have a budget and they know that, hey, certain things do take time. It's more of like a marathon and not a sprint when it comes with SEO. Whereas others come to us and they're like, hey, we really want to do some work on the branding side of things. We want the knowledge panel. We want to show up when people search for our brand, right? So yeah, there's a good mix of that here in LA. LA is huge, man. We have all kinds of things happening here, and I'll show you in a second what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna make the pilgrimage over. I've not been to the States in such a long time. Like, I can really get on board with the ethos in the States. Like, no one gives you a hard time for working hard, but in England and in Europe, if you work too hard, people are suspicious of you. They're very like, you need to chill, you need to calm down.
You work too much to relax.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the main kind of thing. Like, so how's your agency going, by the way? So like, how long have you been running it for?
So TopHatRank's been around since 2010 as an entity. So I want to say 9 years now. Well, it's going to be 9 years in October. I'm going to try not to crash here. Hang on a second.
This is so fun for me to see you like go through SEO questions and parallel park at the same time.
Hang on, let me look at the sign, make sure I don't get towed.
You were telling me earlier about the decision to keep the agency boutique, and that's something that I can absolutely get on board with. Like, you're mentioning as well, like keeping your staff senior, they've all spoken at conferences and things. Can you talk a little bit more about the reasoning behind that and like the kind of mentality of keeping it boutique?
So for me, it was more of like let's keep it lean. It allows us to do much better work. It allows us to get really creative. It allows us to bring in the entire team on projects when we need to. It also creates much better relationships between team members, where at this point, majority of my team know each other so well that we can delegate work, understanding what everybody's strengths are. And even though everybody has their own kind of expertise, like Sarah, our senior strategist, has been with me for over 7 years now, and she's an amazing technical SEO. Renee's been with me for I think 5 years now, and even though he's an account manager and an SEO, he's an analytics genius. Jesse is our director of operations. He's an amazing local SEO. He still manages accounts, but he has other responsibilities. So everybody does multiple things. And when we bring people into the pod, they're not only getting that expertise, they're also getting second pairs of eyes from an SEO perspective, right? So that model in its own kind of prevents me from going big, because when we do go really big, it just becomes a little bit of a nightmare to manage for me at least. You can bring in HR and all of that good stuff, but again, for me, it creates more distance between the people on the team. Because of how we are, I take the entire team to a show, like a conference once a year, whether it's on Gagged or Vegas. We spend a week in Vegas, the entire team. We cover everything. We have food provided in the office on daily basis. They don't worry about bringing lunch in. We don't have a specific time to start. They can work remote if they want to. We pay all the way through. Whether they're like on vacation or sick time, they're still getting paid. We don't have like vacation days or sick days. They're getting paid regardless whether they're in the office or not. And everybody understands that we're all working together. We're all getting paid from the same pot, and everybody has to put into it, and the work that they put into it is what they get back. So we're very generous with bonuses. We provide healthcare, health insurance. So it's just like it's a little bit of like a family, and I like keeping it that way because it makes everybody care about what we're doing. So yeah, for me it was and on just outside of even like the feel of the boutique agency, also the client work and what we're able to do and how we take these like really amazing creative approaches to SEO definitely reflects in the results for our clients, and the retention rate is phenomenal because of just the client services and how we handle everything. Our clients love that they can reach their account manager at any point. Here's a quick, you know what this is, right? It's the Chinese theater, the Brahmin's Chinese theater. I'll cross the street in a second. I'll show you. That's where all the stars go and put their handprints into the concrete.
All right.
Yeah.
God, so I only know the stars. Oh God, there's the stars.
yeah.
That's so cool.
Theater Lawford. I don't know what that is. Yeah.
That's epic. Yeah, it's so funny. Like when you're talking about the way that you're running the business, it just makes so much sense to me. Something, when I was working for big kind of networked agencies of like 500 plus people, the churn of the staff was every 18 months, every 2 years. And we done a study and we perfectly correlated the churn of the clients to the churn of the staff. So there's these like sausage, and don't get me wrong, these were massive, Fortune 100, Fortune 500 clients they were dealing with, but it was just this massive churn every 2 years, just like repitch end. And if you look at here's something interesting, the WPP companies, to be acquired by them, 14% profit margin is all you need to make to be in the sweet spot for them. Do you not find that insane? Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, man. So that's the other thing. Hiring new people is a little tough, especially if we're going to be hiring. Especially if we're going to be hiring in-house in LA. It's very difficult. LA is very expensive, first of all, to bring people on, and there's not much talent that's available here in LA. Right. So I can't handle, especially with a boutique agency, it's an investment when we bring somebody on, right? It's something that it's an investment to bring somebody on, and then we have a 90-day probationary period where we're trying to figure out, is this person going to survive working with us, right? We're throwing them in the deep end and crossing our fingers hoping that they can swim. After 90 days, you're married, so there's benefits and a raise and all of that. So now you're kind of stuck together, and you hope that everything's going to go smoothly and that things will work out. And if they don't, then you're dealing with letting go of the person and crossing your fingers, hopefully that it's going to be a painless process, right? Yeah. So it's for a business, for an agency like mine, where we're all deeply involved in working and making sure that we're showing results for clients. Nurturing a new hire, we take very seriously. We invest a lot of not only financial but also emotional investment into them. And we definitely want to see ROI on that. So we're very picky about who we hire. And then just all of that, I'd rather not deal with that process and just concentrate on, again, driving results for our clients. So I got lucky with a few hires, like Jesse. Jesse McDonald, our most recent hire. Got really lucky with him. He came in and he's just like rocking it out. He's started rewriting all of our standard operating procedures and just organizing everything because it hasn't been touched in a few years since the last time I touched it. And at the same time, he's bringing in new processes, new information, and just keeping things, running a little bit more tighter. Hang on, I want to share this. This is the Ripley's Believe It or Not museum with a dinosaur sticking out of it. So I'll cross the street right now. I'll show you guys the
film thing really carries over quite a lot there. God, everything just feels like it's straight out of a movie. I suppose because it is.
So I'm right now here. Let me quickly tell you. I'm on Hollywood. I don't know if you can see the sign. Hollywood Boulevard and Highland. This is I guess the famous cross section. There's the Wax Museum over there around the corner. I don't really know what this is called. This is Hollywood and Highland Center.
It's 1830.
Here, and I guess there's a huge theater here where they do the award shows. And as I'm crossing the street soon here in a second, you'll see that they're setting up for a premiere or taking apart after a premiere. So not sure, but I'll show you in a second.
That's so cool.